Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you're new here. I'm in a new little setup. We're trying to rearrange here and I have a moment of quiet. So I wanted to jump on, make a video today about food security. It's winter coming up here. I don't know what to do with myself with all this silence, so I apologize if I'm jumpy with what I'm saying here. But anyways, the winter's coming up. I hear it from a lot of you. A lot of you don't have backyard gardens. A lot of you don't know where to start when it comes to food preservation, especially when going to like discount grocery stores, finding a deal, stocking up on a ton of that deal, and then not eating through it, and then essentially it goes bad, or maybe you don't know what to do with it, so you give it away, which is totally fine. But I wanted to make this year a year of reducing food waste, not with just myself, but the world. Hopefully that helps. I don't know what's going on here. I think it's my lens, but we're gonna get through this without touching my hair a million times. Anyways, the whole point of this is to be able to stock up as a self-proclaimed prepper in a nonchalant way. I'm a type B prepper is what we're going to call it. I feel like this is something that's attainable for everybody. You just have to have a different view on it. Like, I wouldn't have been able to see this if someone didn't mention it to me. And it was honestly like my husband and my mom. They kind of think alike, but it was them approaching this in a different way, and then me realizing that being prepared for my family doesn't have to look exactly like what I was being told. This is something that we just kind of stumbled upon, something that we got more serious about after the shutdowns, and I know a lot of you did too, and that's how most of you found me. But over the years, we've kind of like relaxed back and realized that we can still be prepared, but in different ways, you know. And then in the event of an emergency, mental preparedness is really what's going to get us by. Having that level head in chaos, you know, especially as we've added more children since then. We have 4 children if you're new to us, and we want to be that voice of reason, and we also want to be that safe space for them. And, you know, at the end of the day, why wouldn't you want to be prepared if you can? So I feel like preparedness can be approached in many different ways, and it can be attainable for everyone. And that is my 2-minute long spiel here. If you're new to me, hi, hello. My name is Tori. Like I said, I'm a wife, mom to 4. We used to live in Colorado for 12 years, and now we've recently moved back to Pennsylvania, which is our home state. So preparedness looks different for us because we've moved homes, our lifestyles have changed, our jobs have changed, and really just our lives have kind of 180'd in a great way. You know, there's some positives and negatives, but moral of the story, I picked up a few things from the store, and I'm hoping, I still get comments here and there saying I can't do that or I can't do this, and all I hear honestly is excuse, which, I mean, I don't know someone's life, but I feel like spending $10 every now and again at the grocery store with some staple pieces could really help somebody in the event of an emergency. And the last video I did last week was about water, and I still kind of got kickback. Sometimes I delete those comments because I don't want to look at it, because I see that kind of excuse as negativity. I don't see it as like a problem solver for somebody else reading it. All I see is just like, I want everything, I want it now, and I want it done for me. And unfortunately, that's how our society has gone into. And I'm not perfect, you know. Of course, I love those conveniences, but I'm having such a hard time with saying something and then immediately getting kicked back from people saying, I can't do that, that's unattainable, and blah, 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 blah. So here's your reminder about balance, like we talk about. So anyways, I went to Walmart, spent under $10 for some staples that I like and my family likes, which is great. And that's another thing to say about this type of video. You know, it's going to have to be individual to you and what you like. So take that with a grain of salt. If you want to go to the store and get $10 worth of water, do that. If you want to go get $10 worth of beans, do that. But I'm trying to feed 4 here, and obviously this isn't going to be enough for 3 days is what FEMA says, 72 hours, but I don't know who to trust with that. I have a feeling it would be longer if there was a catastrophic emergency. And unfortunately, my husband is a first responder, so he wouldn't be here with me. He'd be helping you. So please be prepared to make his job easier. That's my little plug to be more prepared, so emergency personnel can be assisting people that actually can't do things. So anyways, I got a few things. These aren't perfect. They're not all organic. The ingredients aren't all great because I talk about ingredients on this channel a lot, but here we are. We got cut green beans. When it comes to green beans, this is the only canned vegetable that I prefer canned over fresh. Don't know why. Still grow green beans, but this is what I like. So we got 2 of these. My Walmart, these are 82 cents or 72 cents. I'm not sure. And I feel like that's across the board. If you go organic with these, it's just a little over $1. So it depends. Depends what you want to do. In here, we have green beans, water, and salt. You have to check these labels. Sometimes they put strange things in here, and you could look, I don't know, down a little bit because I shopped on the app, and you could find something that's cheaper with clean ingredients, or maybe a couple cents more that has clean ingredients. So I got 2 of these. What else did I get? I got black beans. Black beans are great. There's black beans, water, salt, and calcium chloride to help maintain freshness. I don't think you need that, but I'm not a mass producer for Walmart, so I don't know. They have a reason they have to put that in there. Whether that reason agrees with you or not, whatever. Black beans are great and they're versatile. Black beans you can put in soups. You could make veggie patties out of these. You could put them with eggs. You could literally put them with rice and make a complete meal. I wanted to talk about what I do with each one of these in this video, so it could give you some ideas. I know this is a talking head video, so you'll have to use your imagination, but I have so many videos on this channel of me cooking. I need to break it up a little bit. So black beans, you can do a lot with these. And then when it comes to other beans, I'm a sucker for pinto beans, and these organic pinto beans were the same price. I don't know if it was a glitch on the app. Go check your Walmarts. Same price as the regular. Don't know why, but same thing. Water, organic pinto beans, sea salt, calcium chloride, and that's for a firming agent. But pinto beans are great. I enjoy them because they're more of a neutral bean, and there's 110 calories in a half a cup. So that's really nice, especially in the event of an emergency. So again, with pinto beans, I'm leaning more towards soups and whatnot. Canned beans, believe it or not, you can actually dry down if you wanted to and make them into like a bean flour. You could make this into some sort of veggie patty. You could put it with eggs. You could put it in a burrito with rice. I really love pinto beans with quinoa and a little bit of rotel. This is just diced tomatoes. I forget what's in here. Diced tomatoes in tomato juice, again, like 82 cents, maybe even 52 cents. I'm not sure. I can't remember. You can get jalapenos with these if you want, and just mix it together, and that could be your flavor. But when it comes to shelf stability, cans like this are awesome, but you do have to keep that in mind. So there might be a food shortage for later on, and it's something that I haven't talked about in a while just because I'm not well versed on this year's food shortages and inflation, but I am a consumer and a person, and I can read. So inflation is going up. I don't know. I feel like I said I can read because I feel like I don't have to be some sort of expert. I feel like I don't need to list my credentials for you to understand that I am a consumer. So I have experience buying things, and I can read prices and price shifts and whatnot. So I don't know. I don't need some sort of expert financial tag to tell you that stocking up now is great, because later on, even next year, these will go up in price. Whether it be a few cents, I don't know. Whether it be a lot, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, especially where we are, salaries are not in line with price hikes that are happening now. And again, you can blame whoever you want to for that, but the fact of the matter is we're living it. So becoming more self-sufficient, becoming more prepared is so important, what we've been talking about for a while. Anyways, pinto beans are great. They're a good source of protein. Maybe you don't eat meat. throw a few beans in there. And then again, the tomatoes are great for chili, soup, stews, but you can flavor things. I also like to just take my immersion blender sometimes and take a can of tomatoes and throw like peaches in there, or bell peppers, and make a quick salsa. I know it's not authentic, but it gives you an opportunity to make something out of a can that you have. And this is great for shelf cooking. I always have these in my pantry, and I also have it in my cantry. So that is things that I home preserve. But again, we're not talking about that in this video because so many people don't home preserve, which is totally fine. There's no judgment. I'm just offering you an alternative, and this is a good one. And if you're not near a Walmart for some reason, which I've been in places that I'm not near one, Dollar General is a good place to go, and Dollar Tree, but you might be able to get things cheaper at your local grocery store instead of Dollar Tree. But some people don't have a local grocery store. When we lived in Colorado, we were closer to a Family Dollar and a Dollar General, and sometimes we shopped there. So it depends where you're at. And then I did put one of these in here. This is a beef broth, and mine is under $2. You could, again, make your own, but this is great to have for shelf stability. You can warm this up and drink it. It's kind of like a bone broth, if you will. You could use this in soups and stews. There's just some beef stock in here, sea salt. There is sugar in here. That's pretty typical. And there are the gums in here, which I'm not a fan of. And then there's organic caramel color, which is, there's coloring in here too. So it depends. I have these on the shelf just in case, but I prefer to home can this. So this is something that I don't really love swapping out, but again, nice to have. So you could put this with just about anything. It comes with the brisket and butternut squash chili. That hasn't changed in a long time. That's like the same recipe. I've tried it. It's okay. Broth is nice to have just because it's nutritionally dense for you. There's 10 calories in 1 cup. Obviously, the sodium is going to be high on something like this, so that's when having extra water comes into play. And you're getting 2 grams of protein. So it's not terrible, but you're getting some minerals, and that's important. And then when it comes to meat and things of that nature, we tend to go with canned proteins. I will say on Walmart's app, if you do not filter out the retailer, it will give you different sellers. It's kind of like Amazon, it has its own marketplace, and there's independent sellers. Keystone Meats is one of those sellers, and you can get a case of their beef, and they have minimal ingredients there, and I think it's under $25 right now. I'm not positive though, don't quote me on that. They have many different meats, but that is my go-to if I'm going for like a canned meat, if I'm not doing it on my own. I grew up with a dad that loved those little Vienna sausages. We would go to IGA in my town and get them for like $1 and eat them. So I don't even want to know how many ingredients were in that, but I'm alive and kicking at 36 years old, so I survived it. If you want to go with the Vienna sausages, you can. I see them at Sharp Shopper all the time, so there's really a lot you can do with them. Shelf stability on those, I'm not too sure of. A lot of people go for Spam. That's a good one to have. But Keystone Meats, if you wanted something more of a red meat variety, that would be great. I also like the chunk chicken breasts. So there's a lot you can do with this. Chicken corn chowder is our favorite. You can make chicken salad with this. You could make like a crust with this and mix it with an egg and make a pizza. You could make sandwiches with this. Obviously, there's a lot that you can do with a canned meat. You just have to get creative. Again, chicken corn chowder is our favorite, but I've actually used these in chicken enchiladas, which are great. I just mix it with green chili sauce. Ingredients aren't perfect, but this does taste good. And on here, it's going to be 110 calories. So calorically, that's great, especially to feed a family. The protein on here is 23 grams of protein. A lot of people like Protein Max. Protein Max lately, and mix this with cottage cheese. You could do that if you want. And I just think these are nice to have, and they're inexpensive. But if you don't like canned chicken's new to me. I haven't really eaten a lot of that. Again, I grew up on tuna and Vienna sausages. But anyways, chunk light tuna in water. This is going to be 100 calories, and I wanted to, the protein on here is 24 grams. I love a good tuna, but this is going to be a skipjack tuna and okay, that's what I wanted to tell you. Vegetable broth, peas and carrots, and salt. So there is a different flavor to this. I love making crab cakes with this, poor man's crab cake. So I just mix Old Bay and then put this together and an egg and just form it into patties. I also make po' boys with this, which is just tiny little patties, and then we put it in a sub roll and then put some mayo and remoulade in there, lettuce and tomato. That's really good. A lot of people just make tuna salad. It's a can of tuna, so you can get really versatile with this. I use this in my fish chowder, so I do tuna, I do oysters, sometimes I do canned salmon, which is an option as well. And I just wanted to highlight these canned proteins because I used to be so afraid of them, but again, in the event of an emergency, you're gonna do what you can to have your family survive, and you're also gonna do what you can with means of travel. So this isn't a video related to, or well, it's not a video highlighting bug out bags, but you're gonna need something if you need to leave your home, and that is very possible. And it's not something to say that's threatening. I say that in every video, but it is something to think about. As someone that's type B and a little scattered, it is a plan that you should have in place. So I would suggest like brain dumping and writing it down, your plan, and then going from there, because in the case of an emergency, when you would have to leave quickly, especially with young children, you're going to need a plan, and having food in that plan is so important. And having the ability to get to water is very important. All the other things can kind of fall back, but food, water, and self-defense is something that comes to mind. And then depending on the season, you're going to need warmth, or you're going to need a way to cool off, you know. And again, this isn't a video highlighting self-defense, but that is something that you need to keep in the back of your mind. I totally 180'd on this. I used to be so afraid of all of that, and I grew up around self-defense and hunting and whatnot. I think you know what I'm alluding to when I say that, but I used to be so afraid of it, and now it's just something that's common sense to me. As a mother, I need to protect my children, and I will do that any means necessary. And I think that's another thing that you have to keep in the back of your mind. I am extremely busy, as I'm sure most of you are, and it's hard, you know, it's hard to practice those skills, but it is something that I'm always doing. So being prepared with your food and water is important. But again, going back to what we said in the beginning, mentally prepared and physically prepared is something that I think a lot of these preparedness channels forget about. And it's a lot of talk, and I would know because I talk a lot, but it's something that needs to be highlighted. So I hope this gave you some ideas today. We've been talking for close to 20 minutes. So I hope this gave you some ideas to stock up on the cheap. Take $10 every now and again and see what you can find. Keep it prepared. Dropped it again. Keep it prepared for a rainy day, but you can also use this in a rotation like pantry situation. So every 2 years, switch it out, but we ignore a lot of the expiration dates on here. I have a 2-year pantry, regular pantry, and then an indefinite pantry, and I have videos on that, so you could definitely look into that if you wanted. But think Mylar, think glass, and using oxygen absorbers and whatnot. But there are many ways to be prepared. Moral of the story, not a one size fits all, but you have to talk about your own life and your own individual experience, and you have to see what works for you. So I hope this scattered video helped you out a little bit, and I can't wait to hear about what you're doing this week to be prepared for the winter time, to be prepared for emergency, inflation, food shortage, sickness, job loss. I mean, the list goes on. There's so many reasons why someone would need to be prepared now for later. So I hope this helps. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative, and I'll catch you soon. Bye, y'all.